Hello, welcome to your 30-minute Pilates workout with myself. My name is Mish. I'll be guiding you through, and you just need yourself and a yoga mat, just body weight today. So let's get into this, shall we? Okay, starting in a 4-point kneel, but come onto the forearms and then begin to extend your left leg high. So once you find either your forearm position, or you could be up on the wrist if you prefer, but find that position and extend your left leg high and bend the left knee, flexing the foot. You're then going to extend the knee, bend it, and then lower the knee down towards the right knee. So knee stays bent, then you extend and flex, bend the knee, and bring it back down. Just working through that little 4-step move as fast or as slow as you need to go. Bringing the knee down, lift, exhale, extend, inhale, bend, and slowly bring back. Working through about 5 more of these, or as many as you get through in the time frame. Really trying to maintain that flexed foot and focusing on activating the glute as you find your extension. Looking good. Also, your core should be active while you're doing this, and you're just breathing your way through, tending to breathe out as you extend your leg. Inhale as you bend that knee, and then exhale as you bring the knee back down to center or grounded to the midline. Okay, last 2. Then starting to pulse from the hip. Maintain your extension, point the toes, little pulses up and down. Abs are engaged, pulsing for a round of 10. So we'll be working with sort of this round of 10 counts today, or just as many as you get through. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth, and pulsing for 3, 2, and 1. Moving on to rainbow taps, tapping the tippy toe out to the right side of your mat and then over to the left. Kind of imagine like the floor is lava with this one. So you're very light with your taps and you're focusing on that core engagement as well as mobility and stability you're creating through the hip as you maneuver from side to side. And remembering to breathe in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth, particularly where it feels challenging. You've got about 5 more to go. Work in those rainbow taps, keeping that nice stability. All right, let's come up into our next position where you can be here on your knees in a leg extension or press up to a downward facing dog and extend the leg there. Point your toe, switch on your abs and pulse from the hip. Single leg extension pulses. You've got about 10 here, so pulsing up and down from the hip. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth as you pulse up. Last 2. Lovely. Then bend your knee again. So you've got this 90-degree angle where the knee lines up with the hip. Flex the foot and then lift the leg high. You should feel this one activate your glute. Inhale as you lower, exhale as you lift from the hip all the way back up into that nice leg lift. It's a killer. If you're in the down dog, you'll also likely feel this one in your upper body. So just working it the best you can. Breathing in as you lower from the hip, exhale as you lift from the hip, keeping that nice flex foot along the way. That will help to engage that glute for you. Last 3, 2, and 1. Coming down and resting in between before we get ready to mirror and match that little set on the second side. So we start back up on our forearms when you're ready and you're flexing the foot, bending the knee at a 90-degree angle so the knee lines up with hip. Extend the leg, bend the knee and pull it back down. Extend, bend, pull back down. Inhale, lift, exhale, extend, inhale, bend, exhale, pull down. 1, 2, 3, 4. In, out, in, out. Inhale, lift, exhale, extend, inhale, bend, exhale, bring back. Working through that process, maintaining that flexed foot to really get into that glute and hamstring at the back of the leg. Also noticing that my hips are sort of level and square here and my abs are engaged the whole way. You've got about 3 to go. Getting there. And take it as fast or as slow as you need to go with these ones. Working through about 2 breath cycles as you move through it last round. Lovely. Moving into your little extension. So staying on the forearms, the leg extends long, pulsing from the hip, but this time toes are plantar flexed or pointed. Feeling that activation through the back of the leg. You'll feel it in the hamstring, you'll feel it in the glutes themselves. After you've done your pulses, moving on to rainbow taps, tapping the leg over to the right and then to the left. Imagining like the floor is lava, focusing on hip mobility with this one and maintaining that core activation and alignment in your body. Working through about 5 more rainbow taps side to side, maintaining the breath. Inhale through the nose and exhale out the mouth. Good. Keep going. You've got 3 more here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Last 2 and 1. Okay, let's get back to it. Sweeping back into your 3-legged dog, so that downward facing dog, or on the knees if you need to. Extend the leg, point the toes, and little pulses from there. Pulsing for a round of 10, maintaining that straight leg, maintaining level hips. And if you're in down dog, you'll feel this for sure in the upper body. All right, bend the knee, flex the foot, lower from the hip and lift, maintaining a 90-degree angle. Inhale, lower from the hip, exhale, lift, keeping that flexed foot the whole way, really targeting the glutes with this one. Another round of 10, getting through it as fast or as slow as you can, or just as many as you manage while I'm counting through. Keeping the alignment, breathing out as you lift, inhale as you dip from the knee, and it's just a little lower, it's not a big one. Lovely work. Come down and ground. You've made it to a well-deserved resting spot. All right, but not for long. Let's get ready for clams. So you're coming down for a clam now. So bring your right arm below you and take your left knee on top. And we will start with these openers. So the knees and hips and feet stack together. We then open our top left knee, extend the left leg, bend the knee and close it back. Inhale, open, exhale, extend. Inhale, bend and exhale, close back. Open, kick, bend, close back. Inhale, open, kick, bend, return. If you lose the breath everywhere else, just give most of your attention and energy to that extension of that left leg that you're kicking forward, sort of on a diagonal in line with the hip ahead of you. Lovely. Keep going for 3 more. Open, kick, bend, return. Feeling this really activating that glute on the left side, which is that top left leg above you, doing all of the hard work in your clam, and also your abs are still engaged while you work through it. So keeping that nice sensation of hugging in and up through the midline. A few more here. Keep breathing through, and on your last one, extend the leg and start to circle from the hip, little circles forward. So circling forward a few rounds, toes are pointed. You'll feel it really digging in there, and again maintaining your core. And once you finish your little circles, then we will now come into our leg press. So bend that left knee, keep the foot flexed or dorsiflex and press it away. Imagine that you've got an imaginary leg press machine, and as you extend the leg, you're sort of forcing something heavy away from you or pushing it away. So there's sort of this push-pull action, dragging, pulling the leg back towards you and then pushing it away. Breathing out as you flex and press your leg away. Inhale as you draw the leg back. Good. About 5 more here. Taking your time, working with your mobility, slowing it down if you need to. Then beginning to inhale, point and raise, and exhale, flex and lower the leg, maintaining that straight leg extension. Breathe in, point and raise, exhale, flex and lower. For 8 more there. Good. Abs on, point and raise, exhale, flex and lower. So that bottom knee is bent, the top leg stays extended, just working this side outside of the hip and outside of the glute. Then point your toes, send the leg forward, and then flex, draw the leg back through to the midline. Point, take the leg forward to your range, exhale, flex, draw back. Inhale, point, extend, exhale, flex, return. Lovely work. About 3 more here. You're almost there. Pointing on the inhale, flex, draw back on the exhale. You should feel it sort of toning the back of the leg, back of the thigh as you draw the leg back, and then sort of activating the quad at the front of the thigh as you point and take the leg forward. Last round. All right, let's get into a little bit of circles on our back just to stir all of that out before we move into a little bit of core in between. So just circling those knees any direction, working really intuitively with your hip circles, circling into any niggly spot, circling into the lower back, and just taking the time to really just chill out for a moment before it gets intense all over again. All right, let's get into some single leg crunches with leg extensions. So both knees are bent at tabletop, toes are pointed, hands are underneath the back of the head. You're taking the right elbow to the left knee, twisting across. Left elbow to the right knee as you twist across, twisting side to side. As you twist that right elbow to the left knee, the left leg extends with you, so alternating. Sometimes these ones are known as your bicycle crunches. You can maintain this leg extension if it is working for you, or if it feels a little too much through the lower back, then you just keep your feet grounded on the mat, knees bent, hip distance apart. Really just listening to those subtle cues of your body as you work through it. Lovely work. Keeping toes pointed, it will add even more toning and length to this position, and feeling your core in the middle doing all of the hard work as you twist and extend. Always checking that you're twisting opposite elbow to the opposite knee. Then bring your heels together, toes turn out. We wrap our inner thighs. Inhale, the head lowers back. Exhale, as you crunch up, wrap the inner thighs. And imagine that your heels are sewn together. You want to keep those heels connected the whole way through. This one's a bit of an inner thigh burn. So the knees will open out wide as your head lowers. And then the knees wrap and inner thighs wrap together as you extend. The higher you extend your legs, the easier this one is. If you take your legs a bit lower, it actually becomes more intense and harder. But just working with wherever you can maintain that alignment in your body, in your breath, but also around the core itself. If you feel the lower back kick in, it's a sign maybe to just take a moment to regress or recheck your alignment. Last round, lovely. Okay, from here you're doing heel beats. So taking the heels out and together, out and together. So sort of tapping those heels together, feeling that burn through the inner thighs, and you're maintaining your crunch or your C curve of your spine. So you're just gazing up towards the feet and you'll feel it in the lower abs. Rest and chill for a moment, then sweep the legs straight back up. Single arm crossovers. Your legs are extended. Your right arm twists over to the left as you reach up outside the leg. Left arm twists over, reaching outside right leg. Doesn't matter if you can't reach very far, just working with where your core allows you to go. You should feel this one sort of as a crossover sensation in the obliques, the side of our waistline. Breathing out as you lift up and reach. Inhale as you lower back and return the hands to the back of the head. You've got about 5 more here. Breathing out and really utilizing that breath now, particularly where it feels challenging. Last 3, 2, and 1. Bringing your knees back in for a cuddle, and let's do our ab prep. So bend the knees, feet are hip distance apart, palms are up on the thighs. This time, it's like a constant contraction. It feels like the end phase of a push-up. Reaching the fingertips up towards your knees, curl your head up and pulse, staying up here in this compression, in this contraction, breathing out as you keep pulsing those fingertips up towards the knees. Last 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's do the other side of clam. So just spinning over. We started, I think, with the left side. So this will be your right leg stacked on top of left knee, knee in line with hip, knee stacked, feet stacked, hip stack. Then lift your feet off the mat, open the top knee, extend the leg, and bring it back. Inhale to open, exhale, extend, inhale, bend, and exhale, close back. Open, extend, bend, return. Inhale, exhale, exhale. Keep this one really slow and methodical, as slow as you need to go. Maintain those pointed toes, maintain the activation through your core, and maintain the breath along the way. Noticing that my leg is sort of kicking out on a diagonal in line with the hip. And I'm just working whatever range I can maintain with the level and height of that top extended leg, giving my breath out, the exhale to that extension. If you lose the breath everywhere else, but you can maintain the breath out as you kick out, you're doing all right. So just keep going for another 3 more rounds, pointing and extending that top leg, breathing out as you extend. It's a really good one for our glutes. It's really great at channeling all of that energy back towards the hip and glute. Then adding in your circles, so extend the top leg and circle from the hip. Seems I've done something slightly different here. So if you're not doing your circles, you can otherwise just follow me where I'm bending the knee and extending the leg. So I'm just keeping that last little kick out action that we've just done, and you'll feel the energy radiate back towards the glute. So toes are pointed, bend the knee and extend the leg. And now we're into our circles. I just added in something extra, it seems. So circling from the hip, toes are pointed, little circles forward for a round of 5. And then once you've done 5 circles forward, you just point the toes and circle back. The movement comes from your hip and the abs are engaged and you're maintaining the breath. All right, into our leg press. Keep your foot dorsiflexed. Imagine you're pressing against resistance or a leg press itself as you extend the leg long, and then bend the knee, sort of drag the leg back towards you on the inhale. Exhale as you flex and press. Inhale as you draw back, aiming for about a round of 10 or as many as you manage within this time frame. You can slow it down if you need to, or you can fasten this movement up if your breath allows. Always working the movement in synergy with the breath itself. Then we've got our leg extensions. So you're going to point and extend the leg forward from the hip, and then flex, draw the leg back. Inhale, point, extend the leg forward. Exhale, flex, draw back. You'll feel it toning the front and back of the thighs. As you tend to point the toes, imagine you're sort of kicking a football or you're a ballerina or something. Exhale as you flex and draw back, feeling that nice toning of the back of the thigh. It's a really great one for toning the thigh muscles, toning the legs. You've got a few more here. Taking it nice and slow, and just work with your range. If your range doesn't allow for this sort of depth, that's totally okay. Then we go up and down. Inhale, point and raise from the hip. Exhale, flex and lower. So the leg is in neutral in the midline, pointing, raising that top right leg, and flex and lower. It tones the outside, top side of the glute, just along the hip above us there. Aiming for about 8 more of these. Breathe in, point and raise. Exhale, flex the foot and lower. Keeping core on, keeping the breath flowing. A few more here. And noticing that bottom knee is still bent, sort of helping you to stabilize in the position. All right, let's finish our clams. Roll over onto your back and just take a moment of circling and stirring once again. Sort of stretching it out, deepening your breath before we come into our next movement. So the next one is on your forearms. You're going to take the forearms or elbows underneath the line of your shoulders and really focus on lifting out of your shoulders here, gazing towards your feet. Lift your legs up to tabletop and start with single leg toe tap. So toes are pointed, abs are engaged, really lifting out of your shoulders to keep your gaze towards the feet themselves, sort of like you're looking into the distance, trying to see what's going on down beyond the legs. Pointing those toes, again, it's like the floor is lava as you alternate in those little toe taps, and really focusing on keeping the core active as you do this one. So avoiding the urge to slump into the shoulders or release the core. We want to feel that intensity through those regions as you continue your toe taps. You've got about 5 more toe taps side to side. Inhale as you lower, exhale as you lift. Just doing your best, taking your time. and bringing in that breath. Last round. Okay, these ones are your single leg sort of pulses. You're going to draw the left leg and pulse it twice towards you, keeping toes pointed and maintaining the same alignment in your upper body. So pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. Or exhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale, exhale, inhale. Switch. Switch. So as one leg comes towards you, you'll breathe out twice. Switch, keeping core on and maintaining that lift out of your shoulders and forearms. So really focusing on keeping that upper body alignment as you keep pulsing and switching. Lovely work. Back into double leg toe taps. So it's similar to how we started, but you're going double legs. So tap both toes to the earth, lift both feet high. Knees stay bent for those toe taps. Keep lifting out of the shoulders. Maintain that activation through your core, resisting that desire to slump into the upper body. Keep your gaze on your feet, keeping that nice elevation and lift out of the shoulders as you keep tapping and extending. Inhale, tap. Exhale, lift, and noticing toes are pointed the whole way through here. Inhale, tap. Exhale, lift. Last one, your heels come back to that sort of sewn together shape, toes turn out, knees go wide, wrapping the inner thighs. So just extending and wrapping the legs. Inhale, bend the knees towards your chest. Exhale, extend and wrap. Imagine you've sewn your heels together and maintain that connection as much as you can as you continue to wrap. It's an inner thigh burner and it's a really nice one. It's kind of like that ballerina stance where your toes are turned out. I don't know what the terminology is. I'm sure a dancer would know. Keep going. You've got one more round and then knees to chest and circle and stir. We're preparing for a bridge pose. So a little bit more glute work to go. We are getting there slowly, I promise. Take another big breath in, bend your knees, draw your arms down in line with the body, and then slowly prepare to press up for this bridge pose. So your glutes are going to be active and your abs are engaged, and you just peel up vertebrae by vertebrae so that when you come up that you can feel this nice flat back, the glute engagement, and your feet are about hip distance apart. Then breathe in lower from your hips, exhale as you lift from the hips. Inhale lower, exhale lift, aiming for a round of 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Can keep going for a few more rounds there, maintaining that lovely activation through the glutes, sort of really thrusting, the sensation of thrusting your hips up to the sky by working the muscles in your glutes. We'll go for a few more. All right, so next up what you've actually got is these, you're doing your lift from the glute, but you're going to bring your knees together, draw the knees apart, lower the hips and lift the hips. So knees together, knees apart, lower your hips, lift your hips. Those 4 steps. Inhale, lift the hips. Draw the knees together, draw them apart, and lower your hips. Lower, lift, knees together, knees apart. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Inhale, knees together, exhale, apart. Inhale, knees together, exhale, apart. Inhale, lower the hips, exhale, lift the hips. All right, once you've done those, you're going to extend just your right leg high to the sky, point the toes, and then keep doing your hip thrusters. So just a micro movement from the hip. Breathe in as you lower, exhale as you lift, aiming for about 8 more there. Inhale as you lower, exhale as you lift. Good. Switching sides, left leg extends high. Toes are pointed, moving from the hip. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. You're aiming for about 10 or as many of these as you manage for the count. Breathing out as you lift, focusing on that glute engaging and your abs are still on, very active. You've got about 2 more here. Then just ground that leg. Bring your knees in for a nice big cuddle, big circle, big stir. and then coming into a happy baby. So let your knees bend towards your chest, widen them, catch the big toes with index and pointer, and you might like to just rock and roll, stir this one outside to side, focusing on deepening your breath as much as possible. I'm happy to let you know that we are complete. There is no more Pilates movements. So if your body is suffering in a world of pain, I apologize. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. But yeah, we are done. We're just resting and chilling now. So just enjoying this beautiful moment to deepen your breath, to reflect on gratitude for this strong, healthy, beautiful body of yours and all that it can do. And then just beginning to prepare for a spinal twist. So you can start by extending your legs long, reach your arms above, overhead. Take a big breath in, and then draw your right knee in towards your chest, and then roll the right knee over towards the left side. As the right knee rolls to the left, you're turning your neck to face the right side, and you'll find this big sort of wringing out sensation as if you were a sponge filling up with water, breathing in, feeling that expansion in your body. And then exhale, sort of twisting deeper into the twist itself. Taking just a few more deep breaths in and out here. Giving your body the space to soften, to relax, to slow down. All right, ready for that same stretch in the second side. So you can bring the left knee in towards you, catch it with both hands to start, and then the left hand will direct that left leg over to the right as you extend your right arm, and then just turn your neck to the opposing extended arm, breathing in deeply and breathing out, enjoying this second side of your twist, your last big stretch of the day. Slowing that breath down. And as you just continue to breathe here, again, as mentioned earlier, you might just like to reflect on what it is you feel personally grateful for today. Whatever it is, the sunshine, the blue skies above, this healthy body, the people in your life, all of the little things that really are the big things to be grateful for. And just continuing to deepen your breath. Find your way slowly out of that twist, and we will ground now for Shavasana, relaxation.